Bitcoin passing new all-time highs and no signs of slowing down. If you've been watching, you know that Bitcoin just passed 50,000 and it was the second or third time that it broke it before selling off, and it just did not sell off this time. And if you know me, you know I could not be more excited. You know where I think this is going. Shows no signs of slowing down. We're currently at 12:49 p.m. Mountain Time, $52,255 for Bitcoin. Crazy to think of this. I did not ever think that this would happen when I bought at 3,900 and sold at 4,900. That was a bummer. So, couple things going on. Number one, I said that if Bitcoin hit 50,000, I'd get a new laptop. So I did. And here we are. Much better. It's also going to be used for gaming since I'm a gaming nerd, but yeah, I got that. I did get a 4K webcam, and I got a little microphone here because I noticed that my sound quality sucked and my picture quality sucked compared to just filming on my iPhone. So got a full setup going, so hopefully I end up using it. I enjoy doing it so far. Party will end one day in cryptocurrency, but for now, it's just a lot of fun. Anyways, few things I want to touch on. I'm going to go over the big three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Going to go over a few altcoins. Going to go over some news. And if you don't know the big news, you're going to hear it. There's more big news with the same person, the same company that the news has been going on about for a while now. Going to talk NFTs. I've been looking into them a little bit. Still not interested in them. I could see why they're gaining popularity, and I could also see why there may be a time where it's just an overflooded market. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. So first of all, let's go right to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now we've looked at this, and this is the total market cap of Bitcoin percentage-wise compared to the rest, and it has not really changed. It's still been in this range with all the movement in altcoins, all the movement in Bitcoin. It's seen low of just under $60 and high of just over 64 recently. So crazy that it hasn't really changed. I mean, if you go to the daily chart, it probably shows a little bit more volatility, but I mean, for the most part, still you see how volatile it was back in late November to early January, and it was a crazy move, and it's just kind of been hanging out. Like I said, my expectation was for it to get around the 67, 68 range, put in a little shorter term head and shoulders, and then come back down and find, you know, our altcoin run where Bitcoin dominance would return to this 36 level. Will that happen? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm watching for. I have a little game plan based on anything, including selling everything. If you know, I think we've reached a top, but no signs of it yet, and it wouldn't make sense either, right? Because if you look at the 2017 bull run, we had 30% drop, 100 to 200% run up, 30% drop, 100 to 200% run up, and it just wouldn't make sense. And the reason why is because, from my guess, Elon Musk bought around $37,000, maybe $38,000. Maybe he bought long before we knew, and he bought much lower than that in the $20,000 to $30,000 range. But we had that spike from 38,000. Let's just look at the chart real quick, and let's just look at Bitcoin. God, I can't type. Okay. So let's look at, it's not going to really make too much of a difference. So we had, let's change to 1 day. So right around here, right, that's where Elon Musk said Tesla's buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Maybe he bought it down here, and this is where he bought it, and then he just released the news here. But regardless, this is that area where that $1.5 billion disclosure came out, and boom, all the way up to 46, and we just kind of never stopped. We had this rising wedge right here that just, made me a little nervous for a little drop off short term, but we broke to the downside, recovered, came back in the rising wedge, and let me draw that out a little bit. Let's zoom in. Still, come on. There we go. All right, this is going to have to do. So, we had like this rising wedge pattern. Let's get another one right there. And you can see we kind of fell out of that and came right back in. That was that sell-off on Sunday. Sunday, man, it dropped. It dropped a good amount. So we were on Saturday, we were a high of around 50,000. I think we hit like 49,999. And then on Sunday, we dropped all the way down into under 46,000. I think we dropped to like 45,400 on some sites. And very simple is just because the CME futures on Bitcoin, CME futures had a gap from Friday. It doesn't trade on the weekends. And we had a gap to fill. It filled the gap, came right back up, right back to it. Simple as that. Not overthinking it. And we came right back into this. Could probably adjust that a little bit more like that. And you could see we just busted out of it right there. So back test the upper part of the channel, the rising wedge channel line. Possible. I mean, we don't really see anything selling off right now. Could it happen? Sure. Would it be healthy? Yeah. But it's just nice to see the break to the upside. Yeah. So the reason why it wouldn't make sense is because in this bull market of 2017 into very, very early 2018, we saw these 30% drops. So we're at 52,000. A 30% drop would put it down to 35,000. That would put it below this area where Elon Musk, Tesla, bought in. It just wouldn't make sense to me that it would drop below that. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that would even let it drop below that. Not only that, but now we've broken this $50,000 for the third time, I think, and it seems like we're holding. Could it drop back down below? Sure, it can, but it's that psychological resistance of 50,000, and it's a big benchmark in the price of Bitcoin. So to drop below there and not put up a fight until we hit 36,000, and being below where Elon Musk released the news that Tesla bought 1.5 billion, whether he bought it there or not, I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And now with this psychological resistance, and I guess it's more than psychological resistance now because of how much we've been banging on the door around 50,000 and getting rejected, and then we finally broke through and held, at least for an extended period of time. I just, what's gonna cause us to come below that now, right? If we're gonna see a 30% drop, we're looking at maybe $85,000 Bitcoin to see a 35 or a 30% drop down to like 54,000. So that may seem unrealistic. It may seem a little perma bullish, but honestly, that's what I'm looking at. I've mentioned before, I like to sip the Kool-Aid. I don't necessarily like to get drunk on it. I'm not a perma bull. I am bullish. If you've watched or listened to me before, I think there's more confidence inside of me than anything else that I've ever been involved in that Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000 or at least relatively close. And honestly, my personal opinion is that I think it goes higher than that. But if it went there and that was it, that's pretty awesome. And my confidence is high that it'll do that. So I'm trying to remain realistic about it. We're still just over halfway there to 100,000. So there's no need to get super excited. Maybe we'll see like a quick blast, which I actually think wouldn't be the healthiest thing. But we're in the middle of a parabolic advance, and parabolic advances end on huge spikes. Previous 2 Bitcoin runs ended that way. Another example, Tilray, from $20 IPO to $300. I think it went from $150 to $300, got halted back down to $150, all within the course of a day's trading. So that's what I'll be watching for. I'm also going to be watching this Glassnode chart, and you see me talk about it before. It's the Glassnode Academy. There's a couple other ones that I look at too, but this is the main one. I mean, if you look at the previous cycles of Bitcoin, you don't need to know too much. You could read about it more. And it measures the net unrealized profit and loss. So people's gains that they haven't cashed out yet. Unrealized gains. So every time it's come into this blue area, it's broken into it pretty good. It's come down. And each time it has come down less and less. People are holding more and more. So I'm not expecting a crash like from 20,000 down to 3,200 like we experienced in 2018 into I think early 2019. I think it was like March it started to turn around. But I am expecting it to happen again. And we're looking pretty solid right now. Right? If you could see through here, we're right about the 0.25 range. Get above 0.75. I think that's when you start to you should be starting to take profits now if you're up. But yeah, looking at that. So the last reason why I don't think this run is over yet, boom. There's the news. MicroStrategy adds to Bitcoin Trove with another $10 million purchase. Wait a minute, this isn't even it. Oh, this is not it. Sorry. I was in a hurry. I've been out shoveling snow. We've been getting dumped on here in Salt Lake City. Here we go. Here it is. So MicroStrategy to borrow $600 million to buy more Bitcoin. So major Bitcoin corporate backer MicroStrategy will borrow $600 million to buy more of the currency, it said Tuesday, as the cryptocurrency surged past $50,000 in a rally fueled by wider acceptance among investors. So another $600 million buy for MicroStrategy. And yeah, I mean, $600 million to buy the top, I think his confidence is pretty high. If you look at Bitcoin, here's my number one bull case right here is max supply, 21 million. Circulating supply, 18.6 million. What happens when the supply runs out? It's like locking up the float in a stock or a penny stock. The float gets locked up, it trades the float 3-4 times over, and man, it just shoots up super high and instantly almost. And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen, is that this gets locked up, and you got rumors of Apple buying $5 billion worth. I don't know how true that is, if that's going to happen or if it's already happened, but yeah, it's that more and more buying, more and more wallets offline, moving their Bitcoin to offline wallets, and it just tells me that people aren't selling. So anyways, that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Pretty awesome stuff if you're trading it or if you own it. The big three in general, and the big three being Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Now, I'll get into Ethereum. I just want to do a quick update on Litecoin, because I feel like Litecoin, as far as what people are talking about, is relatively quiet. And it's hitting new all-time, well, not new all-time highs, because back in the day, it took a huge, quick spike to about $370. And I'm going to mention this because I think this is kind of what Ethereum is looking like right now. And I got a couple different ideas on Ethereum, because you'd think that Ethereum would be breaking out to new all-time highs. And it kind of is. But, we got people making, $2,500 by Valentine's Day. $2,000. It's going to $20,000 because it's following the exact same cycle that Bitcoin followed back in 2017, 2018. That all might be the case. It really might be the case. I don't know. But Litecoin right now just keeps putting in higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. And in fact, it was up like 10 or 12%. It's up 12% right now. It's up as much as Bitcoin and Ethereum percentage-wise combined. So it's not really getting a lot of adoption. It's not really growing in terms of usage. It's not really creating anything new. It's just kind of like maybe I'm wrong in saying this, kind of like a secondary Bitcoin. I don't know, but it's going up. So it's worth paying attention to. And look at that volume rising since end of October. I mean, it's getting, I just don't feel like it's being talked about enough, and it's going up huge. I own a little bit of all three. Litecoin's probably my least favorite. Right now, it's probably my favorite of the three. But yeah, just something to pay attention to is that, man, Litecoin, it's just kind of quiet right now, and it's exploding. Absolutely exploding. Let's go over to Ethereum. So we got Ethereum, and it's just been one of those ones that I think has been frustrating for everybody that owns it, because it's being used so much, right? So much. Everything's being built off the Ethereum network. All the new networks are building their networks off of the Ethereum network, right? So it's just, I think people have been expecting more. Not that it hasn't been performing well. And I think there's a few reasons for that. First, probably the smallest reason, and I think it does go up from here. I really do. I think as long as Bitcoin goes up, everything else is going to continue to go up. So Ethereum, you'll notice circulating supply, infinite, right? That could possibly be one of the problems, right? Is that it's constantly just being diluted more and more and more and more. And yeah, Bitcoin is too, Litecoin is too, but they have a limit, and I think people know that Bitcoin's limit is getting very close to maxed out. Ethereum's will never. But will it still go up from here? I think so. Yeah, I think it'll have its day. I think that I compare it to maybe Litecoin back in 2017. Man, what a miss for me. I think I had it I had it under $20 at one point, but I was trading it, and that's fine. And I remember I was in Vegas for my bachelor party, and I sold it at like $24. I had like a nice gain. I'm like, yeah, I woke up the next afternoon and it was like $40, and I'm like, I could have paid for the whole trip down here with that. But anyways, I think it's one of those ones that you just get frustrated with, and you say, screw it, all these other ones are going out, messes with your emotions, you sell it, and then you buy into something else, and then as soon as you sell it, it takes off, right? So I'm thinking maybe that's what something that like Ethereum is going to do. Litecoin did it bigly from like $80-90. I had it at 65 again, and it went up to like 95, came back down to like 84, 85, and I'm like, oh man, here we go again. Sold it, and then it took off to like $350. So maybe that's something that Ethereum is going to do. The other thing is that the Ethereum futures opened last week. So just started trading. And if you remember, or you were involved in anything with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin futures launched, that was the end of the bull run in what, was it February 1st or something like that, or the end of January, and they launched, and that was it. And the bull run came all the way back down. So maybe people are nervous about that. Maybe they're selling into that. If that's the case, then this is incredibly strong. Rising wedges, I'm generally looking for them to break down, not up. But if you're charting this, you're seeing that it's holding pretty strong, and it's more of a channel than a rising wedge, but still something that I would be weary of. And it's just holding, and anytime it breaks down, it's coming right back into it. So yeah, I mean, good strength. I think people have just been expecting more, and yeah, I think myself included. Let's postpone this a little longer so I don't have to keep clicking that. Anyways, everything's looking incredibly strong. Bitcoin, it's just slowly grinding upwards, just holding that 52,000. We'll probably see some volatility. I expect to. And, I expect more movement in the Bitcoin dominance chart, either in the upward. Alts are holding too, either in the upward direction or the downward direction, and I think it's just going to bounce. And that's another bullish sign for me for Bitcoin, is that alts are just kind of holding. Some are moving up, some are moving up, some are moving down, but generally they're kind of holding the. See, let's look at the crypto cap of altcoins. So where is that at? Let's look at all. Let's see. Why can't I find that? It's an index. There it is. So this is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. And one of the things that I've been watching really closely is the RSI, because you look, it's right below 80 on the daily chart, and on the weekly, damn, 94. 94. I've seen things go 98, 99, not saying that it can't, but I'm not saying that things can't continue. I expect them to. But 95.41, that's what we're sitting at, 95 RSI. So it could be something that Bitcoin takes off and people sell out of alts to chase Bitcoin. I don't know, but what goes up must come down. I don't think that'll be the end of it, but something to watch. Altcoins have been taking off, and they've just been kind of holding that market cap, even with Bitcoin moving up. So yeah. What was the Bitcoin RSI? We were, let's see, not as bad. So, looking a little high, but not as bad as the altcoin market cap. So anyways, that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. That's some news. Last piece of news wanted to share from February 17th, because as we get into altcoins, the first one I'm going to talk about that's been going on an absolute tear is Polkadot. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, UBS are trading an ETP tied to Polkadot's crypto. Boom. Huge. So big. Traditional finance is going further down the crypto rabbit hole than you might think. Goldman Sachs, ICAP, JP Morgan, and UBS have bought the first exchange-traded product that offers exposure to Polkadot's cryptocurrency for clients, according to Bloomberg terminal data reviewed by CoinDesk. That's huge. Huge. So let's look at Polkadot. I started looking at news on Polkadot, as soon as I saw, wow, we're breaking 30. You know, it's number 4 in market cap. Well, number 3 in market cap if you don't count Tether. But $30 billion market cap, and you know the next highest is Ethereum at 210. I mean, this could still triple from here, and you know that's, you know, looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum doubling maybe in that same time frame, and maybe not. Who knows? It's banks are in. I'm in. Number one for me, I look for who's buying it. Where's the money that's going into what I'm invested in? So big piece of news there. Big piece of news. Polkadot. Let's take a look at Polkadot. All right. Huge upward move. I'm thinking we're getting close, seeing all these RSIs getting close to 90 or in the 90s to like a spike in a correction. That's my thoughts on that. That's what I'll be looking for. Spike in a correction, and you know, maybe some flat trading period. But you know, even Polkadot 88, I mean, why couldn't this go to 100? It's crypto. This is a buy and hold for me. I'm just staking it, getting like 12 or 14% APR, and it's just been going up. So everything I've been staking, I've been making money on. Let's look at a shorter time frame. Maybe the daily's a little lower. Yeah, a lot of room to run. 78. I mean, that's in overbought territory, but that's the lowest we've looked at in terms of what we've looked at. So 31.88 now. It's just setting new all-time highs by the day. And Polkadot is a network. So it's a network for other cryptocurrencies to be built off of. And everybody's going over to the Polkadot network, and everything built off the Polkadot network through Polkastarter has been successful, except for maybe a couple of the newer ones, which I'm going to talk about. Let me talk about that right now, actually. I don't know much about them, but we're going to talk about Polkastarter, because Polkastarter is one that I've been really big on. And we've gone over $7, sitting at $5.50. I mean, I bought this at $1.01, 1.01, and it went over $7. I took 15% off the table at $5, and I took another 5% off the table at $7. And it's a pretty good sell, 707. Usually these I find are not super accurate. Maybe that's just in the last 24 hours. I don't know. But even in the last 24 hours, I've seen them off. But yeah, it's still a hold for me. As long as I'm bullish on crypto, I'm bullish on Polkastarter. Main things I look at, continuing trends, is volume. Seeing what kind of volume's pouring in, and what the price action is doing when that volume is pouring in. So this is coming down. Been due for a correction. Maybe it comes down into the $4 range. But yeah, definitely hold that. Let's go to their website. You know that Polkastarter, this is where you find out about the new projects launching. Oh yeah, whew. Super Farm, that's a big one. Polka Markets, a lot of hype behind that. Fractal, a little bit. Haven't really heard too much about Public Mint and Unido. Actually, I have heard about Unido. Just Super Farm and Polka Markets are taking over everything. Super Farm especially, and we'll get into that when we talk about NFTs. But this is essentially the new projects launching on Polkadot, and Polkastarter is launching those projects. It's kind of like paid network. The create ignition is going to act the same way that Polkadot, and even though paid is on the Polkadot network. So the more and more that these projects grow, just the more and more I see Polkastarter and Polkadot rising. It's just the more and more that their currency will be used, their coin will be used. So you got 5 launching in the next 9 days. I'm still bullish on this. So anyways, we're going to talk about two of them that haven't taken off yet. And I'm getting kind of out of order here because these are like lower market cap altcoins that I was going to save for later. But let's talk about them now since we're on the Polkadot and Polkastarter topic. So Butterfly is one of them. And what happened with Butterfly is in the pre-sale, actually I'm going to talk about three of them, but these two specifically because the other one's been going up. It's been kind of like just coming back down to that 80-cent range just over and over and over. And even when it spikes, I mean, it came up, what did it come up to? I want to say it came up to like $1.50. Maybe like $1.30. Showing here $1.18. I swear I saw it in the 120s. But this is one of those ones that had pre-sale and launch, and it just sold off. Like everybody took their gains. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. But I think like anybody who's sold now, who was wanting to sell, is already sold, and that's why it's been holding that 80 cents. It's come down a little bit below 80 cents, but I think that that's why I like it. It's been kind of holding that 80-cent range. I bought it probably like 87, 89, so I'm down on it a little, about even on it now. And yeah, it's just everything that has been, if you want to look more into Butterfly, go ahead and head on into their website and you can look at it. I don't have enough time to talk about every single project's fundamentals today, but and I don't look into them that much anyways. I'm 70% technical, and 30% fundamental, and of that 30%, a lot of it is the chatter and the money going into it. So yeah, I mean, I look at what's big, and I look at what I could, my risk reward, where there's value, and what I can see, just based off of my thoughts, what can go up the highest. So anyways, you could see like all this selling pressure here, it just sold off, and it seems like it's been holding circulating supply, maximum supply of 100 million. It's a really low market cap right now. It's a really low market cap. Anyways, let's go to the other one of the other ones that I was talking about, Umbrella Network. This is another one that just hasn't been doing a whole lot. $28 million market cap. It did pretty good upon launch, if I remember correctly. And it's just been kind of holding there. I mean, does this have to do anything? I don't know. But it's one of the Polkastarter launches that is yet to really take off. A little higher market cap, 28 million, still low market cap. I think they have something to do with web-based. It's another Oracle. So if you remember, like Chainlink, it takes outside data and puts it into the cryptocurrency space. And yeah, anyways, go to their website, take a look. Anyways, just another one that hasn't really taken off. Last one I'll talk about on the, besides paid network that launched off of Polkastarter is Phoenix Flow. And this is going to be pretty much the confusing part about crypto is that you have a bunch of different exchanges that you trade off of, right? And you got to transfer back and forth. If you watched my last video where we dialed it back for beginners, you saw that you have to make transfers to trade certain cryptocurrencies. What this is going to do, from my understanding, is it's going to allow you to trade all in one spot. All the different exchanges that you're using, you're going to be able to trade off of Phoenix Flow all in one spot. That is a big deal to me because I'm on like 9 different exchanges. So yeah, this had a pre-sale. It didn't have a pre-sale. I don't want to say this wrong, but it opened at like 5 cents and everybody was available to buy at the same time from what I understand. And it shot up to, I want to say like maybe $1. I think it went over $1. I know it went at least in the 80 cents, and I waited for it to come down, thought I was so smart, like, oh yeah, I'm going to let everybody sell it off, and I bought it 62 cents. and it came down into the 30s. So I didn't buy more. I'm just holding what I bought at 62 cents, and I'm up on it now. So nice. But I really, this is probably one I trade more on the fundamentals, and then it's just following through with what they're going to do. And I'm not, don't quote me on exactly what they're doing, but yeah, head to their website and yeah, read about them a little bit. They're going to offer staking and liquidity mining. I like that. Looks like they already can, so maybe I should have already looked into that. I love staking because, you know, I'm not to the point that I want to sell yet. The one downfall with staking is that it's going to take, you're not going to be able to immediately sell. So if you have a long-term strategy, I suggest staking because you're going to earn percentage off of it. If you can, a lot of places won't allow in the U.S. Anyways, Phoenix Flow. So, okay. Talked about, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more briefly. 5 more briefly. So you heard me talk about paid network. This one was this was the first 100xer that I followed that it happened, and I was one of the people waiting for a pullback, and it just never pulled back. It just didn't pull back. I mean, it pulled back here. I got mine at like 360, and yeah, I think I bought a small amount right around here on the 250 area. Small. I did a video before, and I'm like, man, I saw it going to $5, and see, this isn't right. Definitely went over $5. It's saying 463. Definitely went over $5. Anyways, and I was doing a video. I said, man, I just do not own enough of this, and they are another network launched from PolkaStarter, and the more they grow, the better it is for Polkadot and PolkaStarter, in my opinion. And they are launching Ignition. I think they already launched Ignition, and you know, after they launch Ignition, which is going to be like the paid version of PolkaStarter, the first one to come out is called Shadows. Shadows. I don't know much about it. I don't expect to get in on the pre-sale. I haven't gotten in one yet. Maybe it's because I'm in the U.S. But the more you hold, the better chance you have of getting in on the pre-sale. So I think there's different levels, and 10,000 paid coins will get you the highest level besides the guaranteed level of 75,000 coins. So if you hold 75,000, which is over $300,000 worth, I'm 99% sure that gets you in automatically on the pre-sale of their new launches. Pretty awesome benefit. So that encourages people to hold and not sell. Yeah, good idea. Great idea. They're going to continue to kill it. I wouldn't be surprised to see them over $10 pretty soon, even though they launched pre-sale a little over a penny, 0.012, and they're at $4.35. I think if you're lucky, you could have gotten it at 10 cents, even though to the public, I think it was 5 cents. But it shot up so quick, so fast. Probably paying like $500 in gas fees on it. That, yeah, you'd be lucky to get it. Anyways, there you have it, $4.35. Crazy, gosh. Life-changing for people. Life-changing for people. Okay, next. Oh, my favorite. YF Die. It's just churning, just grinding slowly upwards. And what I like to see is this. Volume. Volume increase, price goes up, comes down, levels off. Volume increase, price goes off, comes down, levels off. Volume increase, volume just slowly increasing. And what does that look like back to early on? So yeah, just a slow, steady increase in volume. They got on another exchange. I think it was Gate.io. Crazy. Like, I didn't see Bilaxy for a while, and then I saw Bilaxy, and look at the volume on there compared to everywhere else. So that's where it's happening, is over on that exchange. And yeah, no reason I mean, I like that this is going up slow and steady. You know, it doesn't get you all in that range of emotion. So This is one of my favorites. They have Safe Swap, so really keeps the scams away from their decks. They're they're crazy. I was thinking you could stake this for 72% APR, which on the month they listed on their website is 6% a month. So you got $10,000 and you throw it in there. Course of a month, you're going to get $600. Boom, there's your vacation or your plane ticket at least. Yeah, it can be pretty volatile, but here's the best part, right? You see that we're getting more and more interest, and you see that because the volume is increasing. Now, I talked about Bitcoin and their supply running out. Look at the supply on YFDAI. 4,072 circulating supply. I think there was like 6,000 staked, so I think they have like an actual mine supply of like 10,000. And I could be wrong on that number, but 4,000 circulating supply. Imagine if this gets more and more volume. You saw Yearn Finance go from like 3,000 to 30,000, and they're at 43,000 now, and they have a supply of 36,000, right? Now, the other thing with YFDAI is they plan on doing a coin burn, which would bring that down. Again, it's either 13,900 or 14,900 coins. That's just going to make the price go up more, like 70% more. Yeah, so looking good there. Looking good there. I know you hear about me talk about that all the time. And Bird. This is just one of those really low market caps. It has gone up a lot. It has gone. I was at like $5 or $10. I got in at 46. It's kind of been hanging out in this $100 to $140 range, and I just think it's ready to take off. Let's see if we can get this on TradingView. They might not carry it. Wait, it's in wrapped Ethereum. Damn. Let's open the US dollar, because there's an app that I use called CoinStats, and that's kind of what I've been looking at for Bird money. But anyways, the reason is because, let's see, there's longer, not very good charts on here. You have this bull flag pattern, right? Here's the bottom end of the flag, here's the top end, and I think I'm just gonna hold my phone up to the camera. I don't know, maybe I could get the app on the computer, but let's see. I mean, you could see, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, very, very unprofessional of me, this flag pattern. Like, I mean, it looks good to me. So I think that with an $8 million market cap, even though it's come up from $5 or $10, still a low market cap, they get one piece of news come out saying that they're fulfilling things that they're working on, right? That's the only reason why they are so low. They got all these plans, now they just need to fulfill it. I mean, I think it can see $400 or $500 pretty fast. And kind of volume. And it's pretty, flat, steady volume. So anybody who's bought in is kind of holding, is what it kind of looks like. And this is where people took their profits. And I think that, you might see like 99 cents. I don't know, maybe it comes back down to, or 99 cents, $99. I don't know, maybe it comes down to 50, 60 bucks, maybe 80 bucks. Maybe it crashes, you never know. But I think like this shows me, there's not really a change in the volume, and you're kind of seeing lows of around $100 that everybody who plans on selling has already sold. That's what that tells me. So big believer that Bird is going to be a good one. We looked at paid network, we looked at FX. Okay, so some of these I listed down we have already looked at. I do want to look at Chainlink. And I mean, this is an oracle that is connecting all the outside data, everybody with every cryptocurrency. This is the big one. Link is such a great project, and yeah, it's like it's got like a cult following, but for me, I think there's good reason to it. You know, you got the Link Marines, and there's a good reason for it, just because it's such a big part of the cryptocurrency space. It really is, and you can just see like price is slowly churning upwards. I mean, if I were to draw a rounded line here, I'm just getting into trading view, so it's really the best way to chart. So don't know all the tools yet, so bear with me. I've always used TD Ameritrade for my stock trading and everything. I really liked past tense, thinkorswim, but yeah, I mean, you could, if you were to draw, you maybe start in the beginning stages of a parabolic advance. Maybe. Anyways, like we got 3.5 hours left in this daily candle, so a lot of time to play out still. But if I was looking for an entry, I would see how this daily candle kind of filled out and see if it kind of curves back up and sends it. It looks like you got kind of like a falling wedge right there on the daily. Yeah, see, I don't know how to get around that. I don't know. I'll get this down. Anyways. Here, this'll at least does it. Maybe something like that. So I'd watch how it finishes. Like, I'm not convinced quite yet. I'll be convinced when this line breaks. That's when I'll be convinced. I like to keep it simple. So anyways, yeah, Chainlink. So that's all the ones I wanted to talk about. There are a few more I'm going to mention very briefly. A couple more that I'm going to mention very briefly. But I wanted to get into NFTs. If you're in the space, you know all the hype is around NFTs. So what the heck are they? Well, they're digital art, trading cards, clips, like anything you could digitally, my mind's starting to blank, certify that you own the rights to. And it's really interesting to me because personally, I would never buy any of these, but I could be way off here because people think that, like, you know, I've heard people say that this is not the biggest thing I've seen in crypto. This is the biggest thing that I've seen. And you got these things called hash masks. Look at this, $3,500 to own this piece of digital art. And what it is that, you know, you have piece. Best way I can compare it is like comic books. Like, I used to collect comic books back in the day, and they had these Batman series from DC Comics, and there was like a 20 comic book series as far as like a certain point. And you're going to get a certain point in the story, and you're going to get like maybe, look at, there's 4,172 of these hash masks. And then you're going to get these trading cards, right, that are like a part of a series. And oh, perfect. This is a perfect segue. Because look at this. This is Ilio Trades, right? So he is creator of Superfarm. And Superfarm is the NFT protocol that everyone's been going nuts about forever. Kind of makes me a little wary about it, right? Because seems like it's just, I don't know. I'm not going to buy it right off the bat. And maybe it's one of those ones that you buy and it goes up like 10,000% right off the bat and just keeps on going. I don't know, but it is like the one that everybody's talking about, and it's gonna integrate with video games. Yeah, so a lot of these NFTs, and I think that's his main. Don't quote me on this. I think that's his main goal in this. But look at this. Like, this, I think, is one of his first NFTs. It's just a digital art. Is it a trading card? I know there's going to be trading cards. I don't know if this is necessarily a trading card. And you're going to have like sets, like 1 of 20, 2 of 20, 3 of 20 in these trading card sets. And maybe that's in hash masks too. But, you know, you can go to OpenSea.io, and this is where the auctions happen. Like, look at this Rawless 2314.59. $2,300 for this piece of digital art. Now, here's my concern with NFTs, right? Is how is there a demand created, right? With an artist, you have, let's just say Vincent van Gogh. He has so much time. I think Stan Lee mentioned this. Not Stan Lee. What am I talking about? I forget. Creator of Litecoin, I think. And I was thinking about this, and he mentioned it. I'm like, yes. I totally agree with that. Is that I think you're just going to get so many into the market because it doesn't take a whole lot of time to create, from my understanding, and it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to create. Whereas, like, man, to finesse a painting and to go over it and the detail that you need to do it, you only have so much time in the day, which limits the number of pieces of art that you can put out as an artist, you know, if you're into oil paintings and whatnot. So, you know, that creates a limit in supply and an increase in demand. And I see like this space getting flooded, right? So I could see this $2,300. Like, I'm just not willing to take that risk and put in a $2,500 bid. Number one, because I'm not interested in art. I never have been. I don't understand it. I don't read it well. My brain doesn't work that way. I don't have a creative mind like that. I have a numbers mind, and it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I need that. So to me, it doesn't make much sense. Maybe to somebody else it makes a whole lot of sense, and I just can't wrap my head around it and understand it completely. But that's why I wouldn't now. That's why I wouldn't invest personally into buying a piece of digital art or buying sets of digital trading cards. Maybe it's one of those things that it's just historic and it's like, man, I was the first, I got that, this is an original piece, boom. There's also, I wish I can remember the name of it for like the NBA stuff, but let's see. So we got this. Oh yeah. Now you could own the rights to clips, to like sports clips, right? Get out of here. Man, I wish I could see it. There's like a 10-second clip of LeBron James, NBA Top Shots. That's what. So you have hash masks, you have NBA Top Shops, you have, what was the other one? There was one that was like, maybe NBA Top Shops is the biggest. There was one that was just like dwarfing everyone. And oh man, it was just crushing everyone as far as sales of NFTs. It was like, I want to say like in the 200 million range of sales, of total sales for their NFTs. Where do I look at the clip? I want to see the clip. Is there a video of it? Oh, dang it. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for this, but let's see. Anyways, it's a short clip, short highlight, but it sold for $71,455. Oh, am I going to be able to see it here? No, maybe you can't see it because he owns the rights to it. I don't know. But yeah, you're going to be able to, you can own the rights to sports clips through NFTs. And it's like a little 10-second clip. Man, crazy. So I don't know. For me, it's just like you could do it. Like, how many sports clips are there? You could create infinite amount of sports clips until they're owned. So I don't know. For me, I can't break down the value in paying for this. But if they're big and there's a lot of money going to it, you better believe I'm looking into the cryptocurrency, right? So Super Farm talked about, not out yet, but it does come out in 5 days. You'll be able to get that on Uniswap. So I would go through the website to do it. And And let's see. I don't know how developed their website is. Let's see if they're on Twitter. Their website. So there is their Telegram group. I think they got over 50,000 in there now. But yeah, I don't know. Makes me a little wary about how hyped up it is. It may go up there's going to be a pre-sale, so it may open like 500 times over the pre-sale, which makes me think that it's going to sell off. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not willing to take that risk. It is, one of the most hyped up projects, especially, in all of crypto, but especially in the NFT space. So we're looking at that. And the other one, the big one that I wanted to get into, the one that I like a lot, is Bondly. Personally, I like this a lot. Dang, 75 cents. This, I think, is going to be big. I think one of my first few videos I mentioned Bondly in, and I bought at like 31 cents, and there was a couple of days after I bought, or like a day after I bought, Logan Paul announced a partnership with Bondly, and it shot up to like 55 cents. And I think the bottom was about 10 cents. I think that's where, it was around like 10 cents. So that's 550% from the bottom. But this right here is where Logan Paul, and maybe I did it right after that. Yeah, so I was like right around there, 30 to 32 cents. But you can see this volume is where Logan Paul announced his partnership. Big into Pokemon cards. I'm guessing Pokemon card NFTs, digital Pokemon trading cards. That's going to be huge, especially the publicity that Logan Paul has. Somebody I saw on Twitter, like, what if Logan Paul fights Floyd Mayweather, which I think it was initially like February 20th they were supposed to, but that got pushed back in an exhibition fight. And he mentions Bondly. What if that happens? That's going to go up 1,000%. So we're already at over a double, about 2.5 times where we bought it at. And when I remember recording the video before, I'm like, yeah, let's see $3.50. It was at 35 cents at the time. Let's see a 10 bagger out of this. Let's see a 10 bagger. Let's see more. Do I think it can? Yeah. 77 million. This will be, I think, one of the top few in the NFT space. I don't know all of the ones in the NFT space, but I've liked this. I've liked the price action. It's going up, so of course I like that, right? So look into that. NFTs are probably the most popular thing right now. I don't know what's going to be next. I'm trying to see what I think is going to be next, the popular thing. But I don't see this calming down anytime soon. In the long term, I can see NFTs getting overflooded as far as the market goes. So if I'm creating digital art and trading cards, I'm saying get it out there, sell it, get the money while you can. My opinion, watch me be wrong, and everything bought what I think is overvalued. It's worth 10 times the amount in a year from now. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it, and I'm learning more and more about it. But yeah, NFT stands for non-fungible token. Oh, what was that? What was that crypto education site I mentioned? I don't have it saved on here. Wikipedia. Boom. Anyways, anything that you have a question about, what was the video? It was like 2 videos ago, and I mentioned, I have it in my notes here. Bear with me. Oh, maybe it's written on here. Okay, no, I don't have the actual site written down. Anyways, maybe under definitions. Investopedia is good. It is, but there was a better one 2 videos ago. Well, if I find it, I'll link it in the bio. But any definition you want to look up, you could look up there. Everything is in there. It's alphabetized. So Lots of big things going on in cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin, I mean, it's still holding 52,281. So, I mean, the fact that it hasn't sold off yet, that's incredibly reassuring to me. And it's the middle of the day for where I'm at. Usually things don't pick up until after 5 o'clock my time, and it's not even 2 o'clock my time in mountain time. Usually this is like the lunch period of the stock market, is the volume kind of slows down, but it's just slowly churning upwards. Put in an all-time high, 52,549 on one exchange. But yeah, Bitcoin, Litecoin is, I don't know, hasn't been too loud on my Twitter feed. And let's see, even on all the YouTube videos. And just to let you know about the YouTube videos, like I use those to find out about coins I haven't heard about. A lot of what's happened in YouTube is like, I don't even know if the YouTubers know that they're doing this or if they just think they're that smart and really just make the best picks possible. But they find a coin, they buy it, and they may like research it and really like it, and then they tell their followers about it, and they, oh, it goes up 500%, it goes up 1,000%, great, awesome. You know, that's that's what's happening. I don't know if they are intentionally doing that or not, but they have the power to, with hundreds of thousands of followers, most of them, or close to it. But yeah, some of them do get paid. Some of them, they all talk with the creators and the chiefs of the projects and those involved, officers of the projects. And let me explain something to you is, you got companies, big companies, where do they do their marketing, right? They do their marketing, Super Bowl, sports games, commercials on TV. That cost is high, and it's higher for more watched content. So, you know, these new cryptocurrencies that are raising money to develop their plan and their ideas, you know, they can't advertise. I mean, I think there was like a 5-second Dogecoin clip on the Super Bowl. And yeah, that's not doing too great right now, but it's still fun to watch. But yeah, so what do? Where do they get their marketing? Well, where's everybody paying attention to is the YouTube content creators, right? So that's where they're doing all their advertising and marketing, is through these. So don't get too caught up with these YouTubers and them, you know, making these calls and they go up 500% and you chase into it and then it drops 50%, because that's definitely going to happen at times. And it's just the crazy world that it's become. So anyways, yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, just chugging along. I don't see any signs. People are talking about getting overextended. I've only seen healthy small corrections, and these things could go on, you know, more than you realize. I'm not saying it's going to. You know, I'm watching it. I'm prepared for either direction the best I can be. Altcoins, you know, definitely Polkadot and Polkastarter are big, even though, you know, Polkadot is already number 3 if you don't count Tether as far as market cap. And I just think that it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And, you know, we looked into a few off of their launch platform, Polkastarter, which I'm also really, really happy about how it's doing. And, you know, we talked about some that are on the Polkadot network or launched off of Polkastarter that haven't quite performed yet, and it's been the trend that projects launched off of Polkastarter have performed. Phoenix Flow was a Polkastarter project. Let me just confirm that. Yes, it was. I didn't want to be wrong. Yeah, look into some of these. Exceed Me. That's been shooting up too. I do have some Exceed Me. I'm not going to get into that just because we're at the end of the video, but look into some of these things. Go to CoinGecko. Look at the market cap. Look at their website. Take a look at what they do if you think it's something worthwhile. take a look at where they started at, where they've traveled to. Pretty much everything has gone up. So yeah, and NFTs, I'm learning more and more about those. And Bondly, is the big one that I like. Really, really like it. All it's going to take is a little bit of marketing by Logan Paul for the price to go up. In all honesty, he starts, selling digital Pokemon cards on OpenSea through Bondly. It's going to go up. Super Farm, this is probably the most hyped project in all of the crypto space. Leo Trades creator, it's an NFT. Check it out. I'm gonna be watching it. I'm not gonna buy in right away, but I definitely think it'll be a big deal. Maybe it goes up and then just never stops going up. Yeah, it's a big deal. A lot of people talking about it. Let's take a look real quick. The Telegram group is up to where are we at? And then I'll end the video. Telegram group, Super Farm, 61,959 members. Insane. Anyways, have a great day.